All right, a live look here on the left side of your screen, courtesy of EarthCam. Seaside Heights, New Jersey, waking up after a win, at least for the Democrats here. Democratic Congresswoman Mikie Sherrill beating out Republican Jack Ciattarelli handily in the state's gubernatorial contest by a wider margin than expected in that state here, 56 to 43. So that is a major margin. We're going to break that down. The polls showed it much tighter. That was not accurate. This comes just a year after President Trump only lost the Garden State by 6 points. What happened? We'll answer it. Thanks so much for tuning in to the third hour of National Report. I'm Sean Kreisman.
And I'm Emma Reckenberg. Comes as Republicans really struggled to gain traction in a number of key races across the country. That includes the other closely watched governor's race in Virginia, where Congresswoman Abigail Spanberger beat out Lieutenant Governor Winsome Earl-Sears by double digits. President Trump speaking out about last night's losses on Truth Social. He wrote this, quote, "Trump wasn't on the ballot and shut down were the two reasons that Republicans lost elections tonight, according to pollsters."
All right, we'll dive in with correspondent Christina Thompson live in Hoboken, New Jersey, with what happened in the state's gubernatorial race. Christina, good morning.
Good morning. You know, you're absolutely right. This was quite surprising to see that the Democratic candidate Mikie Sherrill came away with the top seat here in New Jersey, that governor's seat, beating out Republican Jack Ciattarelli. You know, back in 2021 when Ciattarelli won, he lost this governor's seat to outgoing Governor Phil Murphy by only 3 points. So the fact that he lost this election by more than 10 points when all of the polling was showing him neck and neck, the margins being razor thin between him and Mikie Sherrill, it did come as quite a surprise. But ultimately, Democrat Mikie Sherrill did walk away the winner.
In New Jersey, we know that this nation has not ever been, nor will it ever be, ruled by kings.
Now, voting here in the Garden State, it did not go as smoothly as many would hope. There were several bomb threats that were called in to polling locations across the states and counties that lean heavily Republican. Now, none of these had any merit behind them, but it did disrupt voting in some of these areas. Still, a record number of New Jerseyans did show up to vote.
Jack Ciattarelli promised to end sanctuary cities day one. He promised to appoint proper attorney generals, prosecutors who will actually fight crime.
From what I've seen, she seems to be honest. Jack Ciattarelli is a Trump man, and honestly, I hate Trump more than I hated my ex-husband.
Ciattarelli has more experience than Sherrill. You know, I think he's better to handle all the problems that we're facing right now, especially all these prices going up. Normal folks can't afford things anymore.
The rest of the country was really focused in on this election here in New Jersey to see how the electorate is responding to President Trump's policies. Now, even though Ciattarelli did not walk away with the win, he did prove that this state is moving increasingly more to be purple as opposed to just starkly blue, especially when you look back at last year, President Trump losing this state for the presidential election by only 6 points. Jack Ciattarelli, as I mentioned, lost the governor's seat back in 2021 by only 3 points. So if you want to look for a silver lining, that's one there.
Even though we were not successful tonight, it does not mean we were not successful in talking about the issues that matter. I'm more passionate than ever that these are the issues that need to be solved. Because if they're not, I fear for the future of New Jersey.
What Mikie Sherrill was able to do here in New Jersey was secure the governor's seat for a single party for longer than 2 terms, which has not been done since 1961. Sean, Emma.
Christina Thompson from Hoboken, New Jersey, with the latest on that. Christina, thank you.